Good, you're here with some good news. This
For a
is
change.
pretty
It's
major
nice.
turn of events here. Walk us through
The
it.
jobs numbers were really positive. That we saw almost 250,000 new jobs created in January compared to December, which is a big jump.
Right.
It's the best number we've seen, I believe, since April.
Since last spring,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Right.
And we saw really broad base gains. I mean, it wasn't just in one area.
I mean, any sectors in particular that were called out?
I mean, the services sector did really well, and we saw some really nice gains in construction and manufacturing, actually, which part of that might be because the weather was pretty good.
Right.
I always talk about the weather with these things, it seems
you
like.
got another job as a weatherman if this doesn't work out.
I can always go and try forecasting the weather. It might be better than forecasting the economy.
True.
But so we saw some gains in December and January because the weather wasn't so bad, so people were out there doing construction work when usually at this time of the year those numbers are really low.
Exactly.
So there was some gains there. And
auto industry too continuing to surge.
yeah, and the only place we really saw decreases was the government sector, where we're still seeing state and local governments especially cutting back to try to trim their budgets.
People this morning are talking about the differences between these establishment numbers and household numbers.
Yeah.
Walk us through that. Give us the cocktail party.
I'll try to
points.
keep it as simple as possible. We hear a lot of numbers, right? We hear that the economy created 250,000 jobs, and we hear about the unemployment rate.
Right.
Those two things are calculated in different ways. We get the unemployment rate, which also dropped today, which was another piece of good news. That's down at 8.3% from 8.5%. And that's actually calculated in a different way than the amount of jobs the country added. Jobs are calculated by asking businesses, like how many people do you have working for you compared to how many you had working for you last month, and then they take that and they try to bump it out for the whole economy. Right. The unemployment rate is by asking people in their homes. They actually ask,
do you have a job?
Do you have a job?
Right.
Did you work this week? And and that's how that's
the household number. That was much even better than the government number, the establishment number.
The household number, even for the last couple of months, has been looking a lot better than the establishment number. And sometimes that happens around turning points in the recovery, because when you ask people directly, do you have a job, that can capture like small business formation and things like that aren't in the establishment survey, because those companies don't exist yet, so they can't poll them, and they try to make adjustments for it, but it's very difficult, especially when you're in a turning point like we are.
Bottom line, a good report for today. We will continue to watch it and read your coverage in the Journal. Thanks so much, Phil Izzo, for being with us.